Hello, hello guys, welcome back. And sorry if I upload this today because tomorrow I've got plans. Now, this is Ash Arms, a game that I found out on QOO app that you can download on the website. Now, to be honest, this is the second time I am doing this very recording. This is actually the second time because my sister messed me up. Well, without further ado, I will re-show you all how this game works, because I actually did show this the first time in my previous recording, but because my sister messed me up, I basically had to restart again, which is a oh no, because I have to re-explain everything from scratch again. But without further ado, let's just get started with this battle. And I'm gonna pick... okay, you know what? The very second one. So I'll explain as the battle rages on how all these commands do, what these commands do. So, first off, I'm gonna move my Air Force. But yeah, you can tell which units you're moving and you're attacking with from first to last. First, on the top right hand corner next to the turn that is pointing left. So, we'll move fighter first. And by the way, you don't have to move the units in that order, but they'll attack in that very order. Now, oh yeah, if you notice at the bottom right there is a CP, which means that you can only use a certain amount of special skills with what you've got. So in this case, the battle we start with is just 9. So we just use 5. Now, if you see the yellow icon at the bottom, below on the ground, the fighting arena, you have this yellow box. Now, this yellow box is the box that if the enemy steps in, they would be automatically attacked. And you can see the yellow eye above the character. Now, another thing, below the eye, there is a number, which represents how many times that unit can counterattack. Now, there are 2 types for each. The aircraft are currently in low altitude, meaning that they can do strafing runs and bombing raids. But in certain sets, for certain units, certain aircraft, they only can have certain types of skill. So the set that I'm using right now is only air targets, meaning they only engage in air-to-air combat. They can't do close air support. Now I'll move my tanks to guard. So with that, you press the red button below at the bottom right, which is replaced each time that you are finished with your movements. That will be the end of your turn, and they will attack according in the order that they are. So fighters first, and since no one else is on the attack mode, everyone is basically getting ready for the attack. Now, as you can see, just now, that the units stepped into that box. They are now going to be attacked, as in, counterattack. Now, this Panzer III has out of turns to counterattack. So it's good to have multiple units do this, I would say, counter and it's very useful. Now certain units have only one, which is kind of a small which is kind of a bad thing. Because if they only have one, that means they can only return fire one time. So it's best that you have multiple units covering them. I mean, oh wait, sorry, not multiple units covering them, but multiple units on the, kind of the ready for counter airstrikes. Now this is kind of the dormitory. No wait, in some games you call them dorms, and so on. So whatever you think. Now, I don't have a full understanding of what each set does, but I have some clue as to what they do. First one for this aircraft is as you just now saw, a kind of mixed. So low altitude, it will be attacking ground targets. High altitude, it will be attacking fighters. Second set, I still have yet to experiment for this aircraft. And the third set, I'm pretty sure it is mostly Overwatch from low altitude and attacking fighters. So I decided to stick with the one that I have. Now this one I think, if I remember correctly, I forgot how I used the second set, but the first set, I'm more accustomed to the first set for tank destroyers. Certain units have only a number of skill sets. So, like let's say just now tank destroyers only have 3. My aircraft only have 3. Now, fighters are a very different story. Fighters, well, they can do multiple tasks. The very first one is that you can do air support runs. So if you are engaging enemy fighters, you have to go up in high altitude to fight enemy fighters. Second one I forgot because I haven't used it in a while. The third one is a close air. Oh wait, sorry, not close air. I mean a fighter all around. Oh wait, sorry. How should I say it? But more like high altitude, low altitude, you would still be shooting air targets. But the difference is the range that you can attack your opponents. So let's say you're in low altitude with fighters. Doesn't matter if it's heavy or light. Low altitude fighters, they can only attack 1 box away, whereas you do high altitude, they do 2 boxes. Fourth one, I think I forgot. Last one, I think it's mostly a ground air support role. So I mostly stick fighters with air superiority. Now, bombers on the other hand have 2 types. As in, you know, ground support. As in like dedicated ground support, dive bombers and regular bombers, as well as I'm thinking, okay, never mind, forget it. So first one is a regular bombing, as like for example just now the Ju-88A4, and the second one I think is mostly a combination of the 2, but I'm not sure. I've yet to test this out. This is an anti-aircraft. First one is dedicated to anti-air warfare. So as you can see, the first one, which is the movement mode, you can shoot at ground targets. When you go stationary, you can engage air targets. Now, if I remember correctly, this one is that you only can engage ground targets, one of these 2. No wait, this one is ground targets, this one's also ground targets. So I normally prefer to go with this one, because sometimes you'll be dealing with very powerful airplanes, so you have no choice but to use that set. Now, fighters are normally all the same, So that is kind of good to know. So as I said, each one has a different set. Now I'm going to the lighter vehicles, as in like those that are not artillery and those that are not tank destroyers. Now each of them is very different in their skill sets. Light tanks, I have yet to use some of these. I've yet to. But I'll explain once I've actually figured out what is what. I'll be sure to explain them. Now, if I remember correctly, this one is a very defensive stance. I think. Actually, I more or less get some idea which is which. But, you know, maybe in a later video, I will describe what does what. As in, like, which set does for which. That kind of thing. So, dive bombers, like the SBD, Dauntless, for example, the first one is a ground attack roll only, and the second one is the air attack only. So you only can choose one of the two, but you can have both. But there are some inside that set, such as this watch over. It only can engage air targets. The rest are all ground targets. Now I think this is in reference to what was it? It having gun pods. The second set, it has gun pods. And now, for those of you who play War Thunder, should know this, but well, there are gun pods on thing once you research a certain thing in the SBDs. And I guess that pretty much. Oh wait, I'm forget. Heavy tanks are pretty much the same as the regular tanks, but they move slower, which is kind of a downside. And then, where's my artillery? Where are you? Oh wait, there it is. Nope, wrong one. I forgot, where's my artillery? Where are you, where are you? I know it's in here because oh wait, never mind, I found it. This one. Now, first one I think it's... Actually, first one I think is pretty obvious because I already showed. Second one I've yet to test it. I've yet to, but in a later video maybe I'll come up with some way to inform all of you what does what. As in like a full detailed one. As in how I think it works. From Japanese to English through all these battles. But anyway, let's get back to it. Now I'm gonna play World 2.6. No way, actually I won't play World 2.6 because I failed this multiple times. Again and again and again. I've actually failed that map several times now already. Now on to other stuff. Now this one that is in between the yellow icon and the just right above the settings, the one in the middle. Oh wait, sorry. How should I say it? But the three on the right, as in from the, what was it? Okay, never mind. I'll just go in. But I think you guys can get what I mean. Now this is where you build more of them, as in like at some point you will take losses. So to make up for the losses, you come to here and make replacements. Now each of them have a certain time limit as to, okay, so basically, how do I say it? But the more you build, the longer it takes. That's pretty simple. Now I think how this works is the lower the rank, the faster they produce. I think somewhere like that. Maybe. But I could be 100% wrong. I could be. Now this one up here is just the archives. Down here is the inventory, which you can just use your heart's content. As in, you know, you get all your stuff. Which I am right now. All these are modules that you can use for later. Oh, course. Nice. I got some course. Alright, time to fit. Some core. I'll just do that. Yes. Now, I don't know what each of them do. So I'm gonna find out right now. These are yellow cores. These ones purple. This one are regular energy type. Oh wait, I think I get it now. If you see blue ones, that means you can only put blue color stuff in there. If you see purple, you only can put purple. Yellow is only yellow, obviously. So I'm just gonna put each of them in actually pretty much anyhow, because I don't know. And I think after you complete them, you get a skill or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but so long as you meet the requirements, you can already get the skill. As long as you meet the requirements. Now I'll give you this. Oh, okay. They give you certain power outputs for your machines. I feel kind of bad for the Shermans right now because they are very easy to kill. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, I kind of feel sorry for them. I really do feel sorry. No joke. I actually feel super sorry for those Shermans. Because, well, if you guys read up on M4 Shermans, they have a tendency to blow up in the early stages. So I just kind of feel bad that I use them so often. But, well, they're better than the Panzer IVs that I have, and certainly better than the T-34s that I currently possess. And later I'll show you guys how to get them. Now this one that I just clicked, it's basically a gacha where you get all your goddamn tanks. Nope, I don't have it. Now they are time limit events for all of you guys to know. They all come out with different types of girls. The current event is coming out with IS-1s and KV-2s. God, why did they have to be those two? Very strong tanks. Why? Why did they have to be them? Now, I have played War Thunder, and gosh, I don't personally like the KV-2 so much, but I do sure love the IS-1s because the difference between them is actually very significant in terms of a few categories. The rate of fire is pretty obvious. The gun reload, I mean, if you're playing War Thunder, that is, but I don't know about this game. This game could be totally different, for all I know. Right? Anyway, now I'm going to battle for more EXP bottles. Now, I'll be surprised if not many of you. I won't be surprised if not many of you know what EXP bottles are. EXP bottles are things for your units to upgrade, which is kind of a standard in every game. Kind of a standard thing. Well, F is taken care of. And somehow this is a level 5 fight, which will be super easy for me to beat. And yet, here I am taking EXP from them. Quite literally, I'm taking EXP. Okay. Now, my fighters will have to stay in the skies because they have no ground air support, no close air. Now, there are... I think every unit has at least one special skill. Every unit has at least one somewhere. But some of them you might not know. So for this AA gun, it's this one. This one is basically a special skill. But since there's no planes, I'll have to go do ground support with machine gun fire. Now I don't know how that plane is taking out a lot of aircraft. With what? Machine guns? Yeah, machine guns. I don't know how it's taking them out. And I think the Flak Panzer IV, you don't even have to ask how it's taking everything out. You don't have to ask. I mean, for those of you that play War Thunder, well, I think you could guess how powerful the Flak Panzer IVs are. 100%. Now, the button that I just clicked is where you customize as your sets, as in teams. I'm gonna bring back my Panzer IV, because why not? I miss having an old anti-tank role. I miss it. And right now, I'm gonna have my Hurricane on... Oh wait, no. My fighter, my heavy fighter on ground support. Because why not? I don't think it's a bad thing. You need to have a variety of attack modes. Now, anyway, in here, the first one is a XP. The second one is kind of materials that you need for battle. No wait, not battle, upgrades. And I'll show you guys that once this battle is over. Now, if you're doing mostly ground support, I recommend having as many tanks as possible. So, in this case, you have what? Mostly anti-tank units. Now, in this game, there is no infantry, which is a good thing because they are kind of a nightmare. Actually, no. It's a good thing that... Oh, wait a minute. Let me try and rethink. But I would say it's kind of a good thing that they didn't have infantry. Now, if you see, there is a number on each of the aircraft. No. Yes. Now, the units with 2, 3, how many targets are in the area would be attacked. So, let's say, just now my ground air support, it has a 3. So that means you have the regular attack of one airplane, multiply the number by 3, which is very powerful. And I don't know how it's taking him out with machine guns only. Wish it had a bomb load. But whatever. I just love it. I love it. Now, I'm gonna show you how to upgrade your units. So you have this button here. This button is basically you gain more units and better rank, so their chances of survival are, I think, higher. Now this one here is if I remember correctly, where you upgrade your items, as in like upgrade your tank's stuff or aircraft for that matter. But you need, of course, certain levels on your vehicles to actually do that. Rank 2. Now I haven't upgraded this fighter since I got it, so I'm just gonna do that right now. Only when you have a like full, as in, well, what I'm doing right now is a 3 out of 3, or at least somewhere around there, you actually get the bonus. But till then, you don't have that bonus. And you also can actually upgrade your units. Oh, I'm out. Dang it. I'm actually out. So, I've upgraded my Hurricane Mark 1, which was originally a 1-star. I upgraded it to a 2-star. Meaning now it's, well, you could say tougher. But actually the only reason why I still bring it for battles is because these planes are very, very good, because you can multiply your damage. So let's say you have 100 per aircraft. The more you have, the better. So you just take 100 times 3, that's already what, 300 damage. Now let's say the enemy has 2 units and you have 1, and your damage exceeds the health bar, but you only shot down 1. Now the reason for that is actually very simple. It is because you only have 1 attacking unit and they have 2 defenders. So actually, you know what, I'm just gonna demonstrate if I can find a suitable map to actually do it. Now this video is kind of getting long, so I'm just gonna try and see if I can demonstrate this thing and be gone completely. As in, I end the video here and now. That kind of thing. I'll see whether I can get that scenario up. Alright. Sometimes the units attack the very same target, which is kind of a bad thing, because you only eliminate whatever you hit in this game. Alright, ground battle. Nope, not enough. Nope. Alright, here. So I have 2 counter-attacking units, and they have 3 defenders. Even though the health bar, the damage exceeds the health bar, you can only destroy 2 units, which is kind of a good thing, because I think sometimes games kind of need this system. That's how I feel. Games like this need some, actually some games may need it. That's just how I feel. Done, air battle, ground battle. 484, 372. He should have died, but he still lives because I didn't have enough attacking units. So the more is always better. More units means more damage on one target, plus you can take out multiple units like just now, and especially if like two tanks that are counter firing have a likely chance that they'll destroy that unit. And well, I guess that's it. Until another time, I will maybe do this video again or do some other videos on other games. With that, guys, I will see you all next week for another video.